Uh, I was just going to explain a couple of these things. I think, some people on here don't understand that me or, my wife's uh, expectations of what, and I know this ain't Facebook or one of those things where you can do a lot of that, stuff like you can on there. But, I don't understand why it's so hard for people in general to put a picture up. You know, I this one I'm on has my name on it, so I put just me on there. But me and my wife share it. She has one that comes up every once in a while with mine and her name on it. Okay, honey. But uh,
I'm trying to make you pray, but I'm trying to surprise you for once.
but no, I could tell that my wife got aggravated a little bit last night due to the fact that this person out of nowhere comes on here, no picture, don't know where they're from or nothing else, have no idea what to think. You know, uh, I'd at least think they'd have enough decency out there, people in general to come out there and at least put a picture up so we could kind of know who we're talking to. It'd be nice if somebody could, think of doing that. I mean, it doesn't take that much to do. But it just kind of bothers me because, like, a lot of people today are, you know, picky about what they do now and how they go about meeting people, and they're worrying about the stuff that, you know, we have enough problems as it is. A lot of times that people come on here and they say, that, oh, you'll have to do this or that, pay for gas or whatever, and that's what I'm saying. I just much rather, and I was talking about it last night, and I actually erased the video because there's no reason to keep it after seeing her get upset. And well, what got her upset, my wife upset, is because y'all start talking and then you stop. You act like you're interested in something and then you stop talking. Just, I could go on here for an hour or two easy if I had enough content and I felt up to doing it. But, you people kind of upset us when you just come on here and I know I'm being seen by people, some if there's anybody on, but it just aggravates, because there's no point really. I mean, yeah, I try to entitle my videos. I don't always stick to the subject, all the way through. I could be talking about many other things to go with the video just to, because we don't really have much else to do. So for example, I may entitle something that's the topic of the video, whatever that might be. It might be something that, happened to us up here, or something, like an easy one. The Braves won the World Series. I made a Braves video. It's talking about, Freddie Freeman and them and some of that, you know. So, I mean, just like I said, just as an example, uh, I've made videos, me and my wife have in the past, kind of, you know, put out some stuff, but seemed we got I guess is that one that was talking to the guest. So, I mean, like I said, if you like what we're putting out on the video, okay, I mean, oh man, it stayed on for a while. What is it? Oh. But no, it's just aggravation, and it was late, a little bit late last night. Now, I was just going to make a quick video, but no, it don't mean any harm to nobody, but it just, we kind of came out here just because there wasn't nothing else. Out here where we live, it's pretty well quiet and peaceful. Nobody's stirring around much except for the stuff that I don't want. My wife doesn't care for too much, that kind of thing. All the crowd that we don't hang around or don't want anything to do with, it's at least twice our age, if not more. And then there's, just, crowds that do the type of stuff or whatever.
Okay.
Do we have any gravy? Or I don't know if we do.
I'll put Kirby on.
Oh no. No, I think we have.
I just forget, honey. I'll leave it up.
Oh yeah, we made some the other. Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't know. Yeah, I forgot. But no, it's just I could tell that she's just a little bit aggravated. Like I said, it was late. I think we were just a little bit tired. I know I was. I wasn't going to stay on too long anyway. But had the lady stayed on there and kept typing, I would have, we would made the best effort to stay on and keep going. And I just don't, understand why some people start something and don't finish, what they're trying to do, and like I said, we're not trying to be hateful, but it may sort of sound like it, but we're not trying to be. But as I always told my wife, it's all to get done is usually had to get mean or get rounded up, because people out here doesn't see the simplest of old-fashioned ways to behave and be nice, be kind, be 50-50 and considerate of other people. Just because y'all may have different views on things doesn't mean we can't get along and put things to at least say, well, even though I might not totally agree with you, I can see your point, that sort of thing. And that's what I was trying to tell my wife. The main things that get y'all's goats, most people are, the politics, religious stuff, or some things that, like that. Racial issues, like I said here not long ago in the past, not too far long ago, a couple months ago or so, we had somebody kind of come on here and do something that, and say something that wasn't necessary. There you go. No.
Enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Just throw the rest out. But no, we come out here usually a time or two a day or something, just because there ain't much for us to do. And then, like I said, I was trying to explain why that woman was watching us last night a little bit, trying to, normally don't, but since she was on there, I was trying to go over some things. But, but anyway, I'm going to let my wife talk a few minutes so I can eat. There you go, hon.
Good morning, everybody. It's just I was just tired last night, and that
Yeah, just need to go.
I just needed to go to bed because, I've been out all day shopping and I went to the pawn shop, and then I went to the Meg's Ministry, then I went to the pig to take a rest because, I get tired after a while. My feet start, aching and I start getting pains. And plus I have asthma, I'm trying to let my asthma calm down. But, like my husband said, Linda, on there last night, she texts a couple, like 2 or 3 texts, then she gets off of there. And that's why I got upset because, I was going to ask her a couple questions, ask her how her day was, what she did, And then she gets off there and it's like she goes silent and I give her my number and she never texts it and I don't know why, It just don't make no sense. She said she wanted to see my reborn, so I showed it up on there and then she never responded.
Yeah.
It's like she acts like she's a guy, but she's not a woman, I guess. I guess that's why she's hiding her pick.
Well, no, they all do that.
Well, they all do that, my husband says.
Well, pretty much practically all of them, except me and a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how, most of them, they don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was asking anybody how their day was.
No, go ahead.
But, I don't think I got, like my husband said, I got just house chores. I got him and my babies, my dogs and stuff. I just dress them, bathe them, and, that's something I got. Or my TV, I get tired after a while, I need to get out of the house a little bit, stretch my legs out, go for a walk. I don't go around the church anymore because, what happened the other night. So I'll stop walking around there because, my husband said, I don't need to walk around there. If I want to walk, I'll just walk downtown or something. Go look at the stores if I have to.
Sure, I'm gonna walk in.
Yeah, and it gets me exercise. My doctor said that's good for my knees, Because I have real bad knees. I have really, really, really bad knees right now. Because I did a backflip, not telling my husband, what I was doing on outside, when we were loading up palmwood. And that was my fault. I just wanted to see if I was still limber enough like I was when I was a teenager, because I was skinny at the time, a cheerleader and stuff like that. And my husband said, you're not limber no more, you're not
Well,
that athletic.
I'm not gonna say she wasn't a member, but I was making the point. I guess you can still hear me. I was making a point that she might have should have well, in all likelihood, should have had some words instead of concrete. Might have had some kind of open field or a little bit something softer to land on. Maybe she wouldn't have got hurt her knees.
Yeah.
Or had some practice, had somebody kind of, show her a couple things that she might have forgotten, how to do some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm 34 years old. He's 37. We don't know how long we got to live. We want to explore things. We're not gonna let our family say, "Oh, we can't have something special." We want something really, really, really special. We want somebody that don't have nothing going, or if you got a kid that's calm and behaves and respects other adults when they so we want to adopt, a pretty beautiful female that is single.
Well, let's not say it. Well, let's make it clear. We're not talking about no adoption thing, place,
Oh yeah, we're not talking about like adoption place. Like we want to adopt you, or if you have a kid, that's calm, respectful, and if they're in our home, they have to respect us because we are like their stepmom and stepdad. And we want to adopt you like family, That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a unicorn bestie that, that's beautiful, skinny, athletic. We're not looking for a married couple, so don't ask. We're not looking for a married couple. If you're single and you want to text off here, that's okay. Text us your name, your number with a pic or something. It would be nice to hear from you. We would appreciate that. We would love to. We would appreciate that a lot. While I was getting all upset and teared up in one video, it's because, I was getting my feelings out. Like I can talk to my husband. We don't fuss and fight and argue. He listens to me and I listen to him. What each other feels, and we really want this, and I do. I really want this. I'm not trying to be mean or nasty or anything like that. I just want you to come in my life to make us both happy. We want to do fun things, like board games and color and draw, go for walks, go to museums, go to the movies, go, maybe one day you can go with Derek to the grocery store, and then one day we can all go to, together, One day if you guys go, I can stay home and clean, I can do the laundry and dishes or something while you guys are gone. But, I just want to do something fun with you, I want to sing and dance with you, or show you my cows and show you my cat, show you my bunnies. I got 4 bunnies, I got Buster, Daisy, Thumper, and Jerry. I got them outside, they're my bunnies that I raised, so see we're a baby. When I feed them once in a while when I can, but I don't feed them all the time, when I can. And, I just try to keep myself up and, keep myself busy during the day. It's hard for me. I don't have no family or friends around here. That's why I'm trying to tell our Unicorn Bessie where she understands where I'm coming from or where we're coming from. Yes, we're a married couple and we've been together 10 years last year. We'll be 11 coming up in August. Again, be 11 years we'll be together. We got married on August 18th, 2011. We did the quickie thing. We did the courthouse thing. And we did it in Decatur, Tennessee. If you're in Decatur, Tennessee, and you're single, woman, please come to our door. We would appreciate it. Maybe we could sit down. We could talk for a little while. Or if you want me at the pig, I can find a way one day, if you want to meet down there, we can maybe have a lunch or a dinner or something. We can just sit there and chat and have a good time, giggle, cut up. We would really appreciate that. We would have fun with it. Because, like my husband said, we don't have a lot going on. And he's right, we don't. And I'll cook dinner for him. I'll make lunch for him. Made him mashed potatoes and hot cocoa this morning for him because I bought him mashed potatoes the other day. He was craving it. He was craving mashed potatoes. He ain't had it for a while now. So I thought I'd go pick him up some mashed potatoes the other day at Dollar Tree. Sometimes I go to Dollar Tree and sometimes I'll go to Dollar Market or I'll go to Pig or like I said, I go to thrift stores, when I feel like, getting out of the house, when it gets, sometimes it's warm outside, sometimes it's cold. If it's too cold, I'll stay in the house with him, stay in the heat because, I shiver real bad, I get real cold. I get cold real easily. But, we just wanted to come out here and, like he said last night, we come out here, put a short video, how our day was yesterday. We weren't trying to be mean to that girl named Linda, but Linda, if you're out here, please put a picture on your profile or something, please, darling. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything. If you are out here again, you come on here, put a picture on your thing. So we see who we're talking to. I don't want to talk to somebody without a picture. You need to start putting your pictures on your thing if you're going to be on YouTube. You know, that just irritates me when you don't have a picture on your YouTube thing. You know, that bothers me so bad. You know, that's why I got up. I got irritated, and like my husband, I got irritated. He was getting a little bit irritated. He was tired. I was tired. We went to bed. You know, usually we go to bed early. Because, you know, I tell him, you know, I'm getting sleepy. You know, he'll rub my head and, you know, I'll say, baby, I'm getting tired. You know, I'll lay on his lap, you know, because I get tired, you know. I'll put it in a minute. You know, he'll rub my head real soft and I'll just fall asleep one night. He's been doing that ever since he's met me. I told him, I said, you're the first man that's ever done that to me, you know. Because I never had anybody rub my head, you know, calm me down, you know, talk to me, you know. Like sometimes I do get upset and I'll go to him and he'll calm me down. Like I'll sit him between his lap, you know, and just lay my head back, you know. And he'll calm me down, you know. It takes me a little while to calm down. It does. It takes me a little while. But when he sings to me or if he talks to me or if he'll rub my head, you know, I'll calm down, you know. He's like, he'll say, baby, you know, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be back to normal soon, you know, when all the viruses are over. And, you know, he said, you know, when the viruses are over, everything's going to go back to normal. You know, like our food stamps will go down a little bit, you know, because, you know, they're just helping us out while there's a virus going on. You know, we go grocery shopping. We're going grocery shopping tomorrow. You know, we're going to go to the Pig, you know. That's where we usually go grocery shopping in Decatur, Tennessee. You know. But, you know, he lets me take a dog, you know, when we go, you know. But if I do take my dog to the Pig tomorrow, please, people, do not come up to me because, you know, I get anxiety and I'll get that anxiety attack. I can't be smothered. Let me be. Let me do what I need to do, not come up to me and bother me, okay? Because I want to make that clear, because that irritates me. And that irritates my man. I can tell it irritates my man. No, it irritates him, you know. He gets irritated real easily like I do, you know. But, you know, I woke up in a good minute. I told my husband I had a little bit of migraine because it woke me up a little bit. My migraines wake me up just a little. But, you know, there ain't much to do today, you know. That's why we were making another video, because there ain't much to do, you know. I'll just do a little bit of house chores, you know. That's all I got to do, you know. But, you know, if you are single and you're out here in Decatur, darling, I want you to come to our doors. I can see your beautiful face and your beautiful smile. And maybe we can go somewhere, you know, go for a ride or something, you know, go do something fun, you know. You know, I just want to see you smile and sparkle and laugh, and I just want to hug you, kiss you on the cheek, you know, if you didn't, and, you know, we cuddle a little bit, we make out a little bit, you know, once in a while. But, you know, that's what we want to do with you. We want to cuddle and be a family and hug you, kiss you on the cheek, and maybe hold hands once in a while, you know, when we go somewhere, you know. So we let people know we're a family, you know, we're a family, we're a full family. We want a big family with you. We just want to spoil you, take you up for dinner, buy you pretty things like a dress, a t-shirt we got hair dye, bracelets, necklaces, and we got an expensive ring that we bought that was almost, what, $700, honey?
Oh, it's at least a little bit over that, but it is probably about 720 or something.
Yeah,
like
it was like
a lot of tax.
It was like almost $720. You know,
time they had
time they add taxes, you know, to our,
I mean, you're talking $642 worth. You know, that's a lot
Yeah.
of tax.
That's a lot of tax. And it would look beautiful on our special unicorn basket. It will look beautiful on you. I know, because you know.
Oh,
Yeah. But if you are around here in Special Unicorn Bestie, please, baby doll. It's in the back, baby. Please come to our door. Come talk to us. It's in there, baby.
yeah. Go ahead.
But you know, please, Dinah, please, beautiful. I just want you to come today. Maybe you can come in a little bit. You know, maybe we can go for a ride. You know, maybe we can go to the zoo today or something. You know, do something fun. You know. Because I ain't done that in a long time. Because my husband said, you know, he was going to take me to, you know, the Cleveland Zoo to see what it's like. But, you know, I didn't get the chance to do that. We were going to do that for our 1 anniversary. You know, we were going to do that, you know. And it's hard, you know. Like my husband said, it's hard finding something like this, you know. He said it's going to be a little bit hard, you know, because people are scared that we're married and all that. Did you find it, honey?
I'm just looking. So much stuff.
Here,
You tell me.
honey, it's a big box,
I know.
baby. Right here.
So much other stuff. In it.
See, this is the ring I was talking about. I'll get it up close. See, that's how much it is, you know. I was going to show y'all what I was talking about because, you know, this is what we want to give our unicorn bestie.
Well, let's see. On top.
Yeah. But, you know, is there anybody that is single on here that wants to chat or off here? I can give our numbers. So if you guys want to contact us, I'll put it on here. I forget to hit that thing. Here we go. I was gonna let you know that I am a reborn mom. I have Sarah and Dorothy. They're asleep right now. I don't want to wake them up. They're asleep. But I do go to church sometimes, but I'm not going to now because I've been through a lot with that. So I'll be home 24/7. So, you know, I'm just going to let my husband talk from here now. Love you, Special Unicorn Bestie. Love you, baby. See you later.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard when you know somebody's actually watching some of these things sometimes. Because again, you don't know if they're just, you know, just on there to just say hi and go on or what. But there's not much, you know. I've had chat lines and all kind of other things tried out. You know, we seem to get, you know, little if any interest. But it's mainly just due to fact that, like I say, where we live, there's no not really anything to attract anybody up here except for the fact that you know it's a nice peaceful place where we're at in the town that we live in. And it's, you know, nice weather most time year round. No, you know, no tornadoes, nothing like that. You know, you get a rainstorm, you might get a certain you might get a certain thing. You know, occasionally a rare blizzard may happen in the next, several years or something. We ain't had one of those since '93. So we could count on something like that very rarely. Snow wise, usually it's only an inch or two. But I just wanted to explain, my wife put this, mine and her stuff out here just in case, somebody might be interested in what we were trying to offer. I would suggest, just go back and watch our video once we get them through. So that way everybody will understand them better. Occasionally, like I said, a lot of times, it just kind of comes out, and sometimes it's a lot of it might be a repeat or something, but we don't try to show all the stuff we have. We showed the ring that we had over here, just because that's the most expensive thing we had, and I didn't feel like digging in there. We got like I say, nail polish and things like that. Some makeup, eyeliner stuff if you want to put that on. But me and my wife had this deal, several years ago. It's about 4 years now. I kind of had just one of them spur of the moment ideas on my brain, and I had this one person come out of nowhere off Facebook. At the time, didn't even look her up, didn't know who she was or nothing. But, I could tell, she's, very pretty, and of course, I don't see color. So anybody wondering if we're, into any of that sort of stuff, if you mix, black, whatever you are, it's what you are, there's no reason to hate on that. I just don't have time for that mess. I don't have time for all these protesting movements and all these make-believe things that seem to go on the news, or I don't have time for, if you can talk about politics and be half and half, whether I agree with you or not, if you can do it without causing an issue, then we can, like I said earlier, we can simply, move on and change the subject, if we have to. But what my wife was trying to say, there's a lot of things that we'd like to do. And, it's just, and like I said, some people would say, well, why don't you go out there and do this or do that? And a lot of the things that, trust me, I'd want to do either takes support, or it would take, if you're just talking about a regular type, just say a job or something, you have to trust a stranger, whoever that stranger is, most likely probably a woman in most cases. Some other woman I probably don't know, never saw before, but I have to trust him with not only my job, but everybody else that works under him. Has to do the same. And I just feel, that a lot of people, with the exception of one person, that being Lisa, she worked at Hardee's for the longest time, or I wouldn't.
Love your mama.
Or I wouldn't have stayed there as long as I had. But management sometimes can be a pain in the butt, and so people like to mistake this nice guy thing that I do when I'm out in the public eye or whatever. It's just like it's like it's me all the time, and I try at home, but a lot of times when I'm meeting people that I don't know, they say or do, or they do something, and then I don't get to show them like I show each other here at the house, like me and my wife here at the house. I don't get to do a lot of that. Be careful. Let's see. I better scoot that up. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. But no, I don't want anybody to think that, that I know some will, regardless, but it's like I say, we had, another one up here, and I've had this out on some videos, but just in case the one must get on here or something, she can see we remade a video or nothing, or whatever. She can watch this one. But no, it's we've had a few opportunities here and there, but most of the time it's like she's getting in the subject. It's usually somebody's already married and somebody's already got 10,000 things they got to do. And I've even said if it come down to it one day, if the situation was right, and I had most confidence in the world in the person that I was doing something for, or and I knew they wouldn't be a bother or change their mind after whatever it was. If I had something on the side, I wouldn't mind doing it. If it's something I could do, but a lot of the stuff that people have to understand, it's going to be offensive unless you know someone or unless you have something that in that regard to, say, hey, I get it. I know how I am, and I'm bad at knocking stuff down if it's too close off the table. I'm trying to, anyway, if it's somebody out there that knew what a handicapped person goes through, or and we're not that we're not that bad, as far as we can get around. It's not like we're a vegetable or in a wheelchair or anything. We can get around. We just, like I said, we don't drive, we don't party hardy out there and join that kind of crowd, but if you're somebody that does smoke an occasional cigarette or something, it's not like every freaking time to turn around. I'm okay with that. I can compromise on that a little bit, even though I would prefer, nobody to ever do it, just to be honest. Same thing with drinking. If you can drink without getting all drunk, and you can just do one occasionally, and you're okay with me or my wife saying, hey, we can drink Cokes or whatever else, but I don't mind it occasionally. If you want to dip out there and say, hey, I don't know what it is, but just one of these habits you got. Like I said, nobody's perfect, but it'd be nice if people just didn't entertain those ideas. I mean, it's just not. I hear one good thing about getting somebody drinking one of these alcoholic drinks. Well, it makes you go to the bathroom. I could easily drink something else. There's lemonade, there's
apple juice,
there's all kinds of other drinks. It's got water in it, or you can take what we're doing, hot chocolate, for goodness sakes.
Mm-hmm.
You got tea. You can buy that lemon. You can buy this one in the store. That's the lemon tea.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy it, and it's good for you. But no, I don't. I don't have a lot. I mean, I expect my expectations. My expectations of are probably in y'all, and most of y'all's books are probably too high, but it's no different from any era. Today's era has just, they've done away with what they should do, and they know to do right, but they do it wrong anyway. sort of stuff, you know, like we had this southern up here, just everything that you could think of, every time you turn around, something seemed like it go backwards. Now I'm trying to go forwards and she's trying to hold me backwards. You know, I'm trying to tell a person, say, hey, let's just go on, let's do something else, let's change the subject. You know, you may have put yourself in some bad spots or whatever, and you know, you just need to own up to them and move on. Why ain't that easy? I could hear somebody say that now. Well, find it. If you can't do it yourself, nobody can. Because anybody can help you, but you have to start with you first. Whatever. Oh. But it's up to the person, you know. As my wife said, you know, I'm not a kid hater, but I will say this: I'd be more inclined to take somebody who didn't have them just as good, or if not more, because I wouldn't have to spend that much time. You know, if they were of age, let me put it this way: if they were of age, you know, and they were over a certain age, and they could clothe themselves, you know, not have to be looked after as much, you know, kind of like, you know, just, you know, but like I said, it just depends on the kids and who, or the kid and who it involves and what the whole situation is. Like, you know, we take this lesson we've had up here, you can take everything, like I said, there should have been a lot of other things going on, fixed up, you know, and any parent would know, you know, if you're out there, you should have a car for your own kids. You should have finances and things going. You shouldn't be out there entertaining these fucking, you know, friends and all these other little things like that and throwing all your stuff away or wasting money on fucking kids' toys when you can know that a kid. Now I've proposed this question to my wife and she practically agrees, because I could see myself being more happier if I had a mother or dad or both, whoever I was staying with, if they had things all together, whether they's married or not, doesn't matter. I mean, you could, and all I hear is, oh, you know, well, I had to do this. I had to be, you know, friends. You don't have to. You had the kid with whoever you had it with. You need to meet mutual on that alone. You need to find a way to say, hey, we don't have to be friends. We don't have to be buddies, but we can agree on one thing. You need to see so-and-so at such and such time. We got a court order here. You need to take care of your business. There's no reason why this dang crack whore up here should have had those kids without any financial stability whatsoever. I believe at the time that this court thing, because I don't know when it all took place or nothing, I've just got hearsay stuff, and I'm not going to go by that. But whenever this did take place, but this person, she obviously must have either had some of that stuff that she didn't have when we saw her, or this damn guy that, or person, or whoever this person was, man, woman, whoever, was just a big fucking joke, just an idiot. I can understand that the mother and all that, you know, for all they go through to have a kid, they should, you know, by all rights, that's, you know, it's mom. At the most time, a child is more attached to the mother most of the time. But but there comes a time when you have to own up for what you do. And if you're going to entertain your little friends and what you're doing, because I can tell you from what I've experienced up here, and I hadn't put her name out on this video yet, but what I experienced up here with this one, that me and my wife tried to see good in, and she tried to give her a chance. And we thought, at first sight of her, of course, all the stuff goes with Derek. She's pretty and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, I know that now, and I've known it for a long time. Everybody's gonna have some kind of looks or whatever it is, but you really have to have it on the inside. And you have to, when somebody's trying to tell you right, it's not that we're trying to boss you around, it's because we know it's the right thing to do. So you can hate on me and try to tell me or my wife, say, hey, well, you ought to be in that situation. I don't have to be. I think a lot before I say something. And I can do that better than spelling. I can usually do that even better than anything else. I've got this knack for thinking ahead. So if a fella offends, if someone of my stature or my wife offends you, like we said, we've said it before, we don't always agree on everything 100%, but she can either be 60-40, 50-50, 70-30-ish, or whatever time she gets through. And so it doesn't cause any problem. If you do what you're supposed to do, which is do what's right, because you know it's the right thing to do, you wouldn't need me or my wife to straighten you up. It wouldn't feel like we was telling you what to do, because you should already know what's to do. And I don't, like I said, people may get mad, like I said, I don't have perfect English. Nobody does. Because I've had people come out and I've told them, I said, don't dare you go out there and say you are perfect, because no one is. At English, math, you name it, no one is perfect. You will misspell something in your lifetime, or you will have something. I have got criticized for some things that are beyond my control. If I knew how to spell something, I fucking spell it. Or I get as close as I can do, as much as I can. It may be 1 or 2 letters off. It may be even 2 or 3 more letters off it. But if I know what I'm saying, that's all that counts. If I know what my wife's spelling and I can make it out, I'm fine with it. I think a lot of those people that have either done it on social media, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's just something I thought of to talk about. But it goes to what I tell my wife, and she brought up about her dolls and stuff. Yeah, she takes one with her. It kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. Not because she takes it with her, but just because people think that she's doing that to get attention. She does it because, it helps her. I've seen people on here, and you can look them up, just type in reborns or whatever. You can type, there's young girls out there in their 20s or 30s, whatever. I've seen people out there with baby dolls that talk and everything, or they'll carry them around and have strollers. You'll see them in the stores, and like I said, I used to have a tough time when I did have my family around or people around. They'd say, why is she taking this doll around? Why does she do this? Well, she don't take all of them. She takes one. That's why I like my dad. Even though my dad, occasionally, once in a blue moon, he might be on the opposite end of things and might do something he shouldn't have done or said to somebody. Not like drugs or nothing, but just saying, he might have gotten scared and something I told him or my wife told him about her past or whatever it was, for example, the thing that her people said she did to herself, which there's no visible proof, because if somebody had cut their wrist, I'd know it. I'd have seen the scar and the proof of it, because it don't go away. But anyway, there's just things like that. Like I said, you know, as an example, my dad took it out of context a little bit, and he really thought she did it, I guess. And so he went, and at the time, you know, now he's gone, but you know, he said something. It caused kind of like an uproar, and you know, and everything. But I forgave him about that, because, like I said, it's just something he had mentioned. You know, he didn't normally tell anybody things that, you know, we talked about, but it was just because of the nature of the subject that was brought up, you know. And so, you know, then, you know, like I said, he never had a problem with my wife carrying a doll around. Hell, as long as it kept her quiet, it's all he cared about. You know, I mean, he liked her too, but I'm just saying, you know,
He was like a dad.
he, you know, my dad, if you told him one thing and you told him one time, which a lot of these people, these crack whores that are out here either doing it now, or if they've done them in the past, drugs I'm talking about. I don't care. You can't take, and I've said this on some videos before, but you cannot take another strange person and go to one of these counseling places and have them write down and tell you everything that you need to do. That's not going to help you. That's waste. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of everybody's time, because, you know, these programs are silly. We have the ability to not do those things. We know they're bad. So if you got good parents like I used to have, and they weren't perfect, but they were about as close as you could get, at least on my dad's end of things. But my mom always had some good bullet points. You know, don't wind up like us, Derek. Don't wind up, you know, drinking and smoking and doing any of this stuff, you know, and just things like that. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly what she said, but it's basically the drill. You know, she didn't want her kids for some reason to wind up like that, and she had good enough sense to tell us not to. But it was still up to us, you know. And people say, well, when I get 12, when I get 13, I think this looks cool because these people in the movies do it, or these people on these songs are singing about this stuff. So I think I'm just gonna go out there and you know, I'll laugh at a song or something, or, you know, you know, because I got high or something, you know. But I don't go out there and I don't, you know, I don't take it literally like, hey, just because I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna go out here and do things that I know is harmful. Not only to, if you do have support, and if people do have any support, and you do have family or friends, or if you do have some type of relationship with somebody, like we hope to have a unicorn bestie one day, or if there's, you know, some other type of relationships or whatever, you know, be happy that you got it. If you've got something we don't have, be happy that you got it. And, you know, if you're like we are, and, you know, and you're the opposite of that, well, you know, it's like I always say, a lot of times you don't get what you always want. You don't get it how you want it. But, you know, it's not because we ain't trying. And, you know, a lot of people don't understand that they take their two good legs or two good arms and their health. You know, some people take it and don't realize, you know, when they are being mean to people, and when they are being nasty and saying things and hurtful things about other people, you know, about their handicap or whatever it could be, you're just making yourself look bad. You may not want to admit to it, and you may not want to say it now, but you will later. In time, you will find out that you And I won't be there to see it. My wife won't be there to see it. But I know people need this video. I know people need to get off of the news and all that stuff. I'm not saying don't watch it at all. But what I am saying, don't take politics so fucking seriously.
Please.
Don't go out there and take what Donald Trump fuck says so seriously, or whatever, whoever the president would be. You know, I know Biden's in there now, but I'm saying don't literally break up with people over stupid stuff like that. It's out of our control. Our vote, if you want to know the truth, it does not matter one iota. It is a play. It's like a skit, a storyline made up on wrestling. If anybody ever watched wrestling, it's just something to get people to get out and go and stand in these long, cold lines. Yes, if there's a situation such as in 2000 where there was some voting machines messed up or whatever that was, and I was about 16 at the time, you know, and at that time, you know, Florida just happened to be the state it come down to. I've watched many of elections, and I usually do watch them just to see who wins. You know, if anybody went within a certain time, sometimes I have to go to bed, but I'll do it. You know, it's not that it's not to take seriously, but I mean, look, my point is, you don't go home with these people. You don't know them inside and out. They say what they want you to hear. And I always hear the argument, and I don't want any fusses or fights, but I always hear the argument, well, they did this and they did that. Well, the economy and all the other things that are the usual 4 or 5 things you want done, of course, they're going to do that. They would be stupid if they didn't. But just like people wants to hound me about, you know, hating on this virus thing, well, I'll tell you why I hate it. Because you people that traveled around this world obviously went out and did and got around either some foreign country's foods. Because then it wasn't over here for the longest time until people started coming back, from the way I understand, came back from, you know, some other foreign country. And when they came back from these foreign countries, like China or wherever this started, you know, and don't get me wrong, there might be some beautiful sights over there. There might be some things over there that people wanted to go there for. There might have been even some family or something over there. But I have always said that I would never take a chance on anybody's food over there. Number one, I don't stick anything in my stomach I know I can't handle. And for another, I don't think even if somebody offered me a chance to go somewhere like that, I just couldn't do it. For one, I don't like to fly, and I like to stay on the ground as much as possible.
Cool.
And another thing, you know, it's just that the world, in most of them other countries, there's so many rules and there's no freedoms hardly over as much. You have to, if you think the USA's bad, you know, just stick your head over there and live over there in one of them other foreign countries, you know, and let you, you know, let's see what they do on a, you know, what they do to you. You know, that's why we get or have gotten attacked over here, because in America, we have things that a lot of other countries wish they had, but they don't know they don't have it. Drink over here. But, I mean, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Oh, there you've got governments that, you know, whatever country it is, you know, you get all these hateful things. You know, you hear about all these hateful things, about all this stuff going on in the world, and then there's arguments on both ends about, you know, what some of you people think's right and what's wrong. Well, I can tell you that I'm not going to be wrong when somebody watches this video and says, man, this guy makes a lot of sense. You know, there are going to be still those that say what they want to say, and they're going to do what they want to do regardless. But to those few that might be like me that can be quiet and listen and know when somebody's trying to say something, then they will do that. And they go around and pass this around. Like I said, it's all a con job. Everything you see, you know, they try to poison our heads with all these holidays, Martin Luther King Day and Black Friday. Well, good Lord, you know,
President's Day.
it's like, why not President's Day? I was just saying, you know, the racial tone holidays are like the Black History Month. I'm not saying there wasn't no racism in this country, because obviously there was a long time ago, but I think we've come so far. I get so upset and I'm not saying it don't happen today, don't get me wrong. There's going to be a few each way and every way possible. I mean, you know, but there ain't nothing you can do. But if we can stop the protesting and stop the Me Too movements and all these other movements and Save Britney Spears movement or Free Britney or whatever that bull was, she needs freed like she needs a hole in the head. She's a stupid bitch that is fucking full of herself, don't know how to take care of herself, so she needs fucking daddy or whoever it was to fucking take care of her shit, because she couldn't,
Her husband,
because she
caseworker.
couldn't fully function. Just like a lot of these,
She needs to get her kids taken away from her.
well, I'm trying to talk. Anyway, I was just trying to make a point that, you know, for all the good things that people could do, celebrities are not perfect. They, you know, as a matter of fact, and I've always said this in one of my videos, I've always said, hell, if I could get rich, if I did, it'd good going to some good causes. I might keep a couple thousand just so I had something to pay on something or whatever, or buy me a little something here and there. But you know, there ain't no need. You know, people don't realize, you know, they really need a good talking to. They don't need to worry about church. They don't need to worry about all this stuff you can't fix. It's all hogwash for the most part anyway. I mean, like I told my wife, what do we care if God's real or not? He's not here in the flesh. I can speak to that. And if he were here, I'd fucking join in. I probably would beat the fucking shit out of him. Because if he trying to watch me in the shower naked and standing in the bed with me naked and everything else and doing all these fucking things that I hear some people say he did, you know, stripping. I'm just wait till oh my God, he wasn't wearing nothing but goddamn fucking little old sheets thing. If he had any fucking clothes,
It's a robe.
so they didn't have fucking clothes back in. That's like
It did.
that's like I said. All you see is these little
It's a robe.
old bitty things. These people want to believe all this horse manure about what, you know. And I have like I said, I'd rather whoop somebody's ass with the belt before I take clothes off of them. That's disrespectful. I don't care what people say. Like I said, I throw religion as far as out of my head as far as I could throw it, because it's, you know, I occasionally will get on a subject or just tell people how I feel about things. I don't believe that Bible is no more. I'm not going to say none of it's true, but I am going to say it's not that important. You can see it in churches. And here's my point. If it was such an importance, I'm going to throw this little local church under the bus down here, mainly my wife goes to. I'm going to throw it under the bus. I'm going to use it for example. If this Bible was such an importance, and if it was that important to get all that you could get out of it, I'm not talking about Playboy magazine, and talking about no celebrity book or, you know, any other thing. But if it was such an importance to get you know, and it always offends me. I will say this: I hear some of these songs and they call it the good book. It's the Holy Bible or the Bible, whatever. But don't call it the good book. You're only trying to censor yourself to make yourself, because you think, well, nobody will know what I mean by a good book. No, because you're damn right, because it could be anything. Unless you really, really have heard that language somewhere else, which I really haven't, other than when Reba McEntire had one of them songs in it. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to not hurt hurt people out there. They're trying to make sure that they somehow get around. I remember when that one song, Spirit in the Sky or whatever it was, came out. Either that was in 1970, way before Reba McEntire ever thought about being famous. And, there was a time that song was, troubled because of the subject line. But you've got people ever since then to come out and Randy Travis's and Vince Gill's and people like that that's not even on, country. I mean, not on, they're not on radio today, but like, they're not on J103 or anything like that, but they some of that, the good songs. But it always aggravates me, like these churches treat the Bible like it doesn't mean anything. So if you're going to treat it like it doesn't mean anything to you, and you're going to keep repeating the same 50 freaking things and flip back and forth to the same 50, 60 things that you're going to go over every time you talk, or if you're just going to bring up family and other things, and accuse us of what sins we've done during the week. How about we flip the book, like I've said before? How about we ask him? I bet his mouth would be wide open. He wouldn't like it. Church is like a lot of the stuff on the news. It's nothing but politics. It's a scam, and the only way to ever get anybody in these small local churches, I'm not talking about the big ones in the big parts of the world, but I'm talking about the smallest of small churches. They have to resort to having some kind of missionary, person come visit, or somebody from a jail, or somebody from, that's had a bad past. You might get 10 more to come in there because they'll probably have a dinner afterwards. Like I said, a lot of times that's what they do. They do it for Mother's Day. They have a breakfast. For Father's Day, they always have dinners. And then,
we're having a Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner.
And the only way that they ever get, and like I said, it's not the shit on this stuff, but it's I've seen enough of these local churches where I've been. This is how they treat the churches. They go around and the only time they get, 30 or 40 extra people. As down here, I can speak for down here at this church that my wife goes to. When she does, she knows she didn't have to go all the time. She don't want to go, she don't have to go. And and she don't like something, and they, and like I told her, it's because they like to pick on her because they think she'll just hop and do anything they ask because they look at her like that. That's how they. That's how they. That's how they look at her. But she knows. Well, I'm trying to say something, boo boo. I'm not trying to upset you. But no, I understand what she's saying. But I'm saying there's things that they'll ask her to do that just ain't in her wheelhouse to do, or it's just too dangerous. And they know that. These people may not go home, and we may not bring any of these home, but it's not the point. They know for a fact that she's said and has told them, I know, without even having to be there, that she doesn't want or need to do any of these things that she knows she cannot do, or just wouldn't, it's not in her cup of tea to do. So, you know, it's kind of just, you know, getting to where everybody's just going to have to kind of either, you know, either put up or shut up time. You know, if you know, because when it comes to, you know, I mean, if we want, and like I said, one person, two people ain't going to change, you know, everything around, and you know, we're still going to have these things happen regardless of what we say. But at least a few people. There'll be a few more people that won't be out there having to stand out there in the cold. There'll be a few more people that won't be probably out there joining these people over this stuff. And I'm not saying that all these movements are bad, but the way that they put them out there in the public eye, and when they wait to see, you know, what these celebrity goofballs say that, oh, well, somebody's done this, somebody did that, and I was just too scared to go out and say anything, or whatever it might be. Well, god dang, people, you know, give it a break. You've run everybody into the ground that you claim does these things to you, but you don't do nothing about them 15, 20 years after the fact or longer, and then you expect somebody to feel sorry for you. And the only thing I feel sorry for is the damn person getting accused, to be honest with you, unless he's proven to be guilty. But you know, all these people on the news, a lot of times they get on there, and it could be Bill Cosby, it could be anybody, or it could be another, you know, and these women come out of nowhere, and these people had these TV shows or sitcoms and all that other stuff for 30 minutes. If there was any of that shit going on, there was enough people around there taping, and even before that, if it was happening before, or, you know, there's no reason to be scared. I mean, I'll take a chance. It's what people ought to do, is just take a chance. If you can't get him to believe you, or the person that you're telling to believe you, go to somebody else right away. Go to the police if you had something like that. That's just my point. But if you're going to wait 15, 20 years or 30 years or whatever it is, it's too late. Like I said, there's a lot of movements out here. I don't necessarily agree with them. They get too publicized for all the wrong reason. It costs people their jobs. Any little thing gets out, they don't even look into it. They fire people. I'm not sticking up for the people that's accused, but I'm saying until there was some evidence that came out and supported these facts, whether it was something sexual, or whether it was something else, you know, whether it's somebody being racist or whatever the subject matter was, you know. But it's like the news always goes either way, and these journalists and these people, what is it? These people get on here, and they act like that they're not doing anything wrong by trying to publicize these stories. Or every time the president makes a move out of the White House, that they feel like they got to have a camera stuck up their ass or something. You know, no wonder I wouldn't want to be the president. That's one thing about it, you know, that would hurt me. Lord, I don't know, you know, and actually, there's people that did that shit at the White House. It's probably now, maybe, it's probably, you know, they probably don't realize this, or you know, some of them might, but you probably just fucked yourself over, very much so. You didn't do no good by doing that stuff up there, and y'all just made it worse. So if somebody like one of us want to take a tour up there, now we're going to be and not that I'm going to, but I'm just making an example. If somebody wanted to go up there, they're going to have to be searched and feel like they're violated because all these people went out of their way to do what this stupid Trump fuck went out there and said on live TV.
Thanks a lot, Donald Trump.
They ought to fucking cut his microphone off. Never should they.
I liked you at first, now I hate your motherfucking ass.
But my point is, they should never let a president go off script. They should always have a script. That was supposed to be that way. That's what they have a press secretary for. It's what they have those people that they're supposed to go over a speech. Now, he don't have to look at it or whatever why he's talking, but basically he'll look at it and go over it and say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to say. You know, that's why they have those people. My biggest fault with Donald Trump was not the fact that people voted for him, which obviously, you know, I'm sure most people, even me, you know, that's the only time I went to an election because Jackie Melton was running for sheriff again. So I wanted to make sure, because I like Jackie Melton. So I went up there and, you know, it was time to vote for the president. So I was between that and I was between Hillary and Trump. So that was who the president was going to be. And I just didn't know who to vote for, to be honest with you. And I'm not very much, like I said, not very much into politics, but what little bit I know about them, or what enough that I need to know. Like, I don't have to watch news all day to tell you what goes on. I don't see how these people sleep at night. Knowing that they have to get up early in the morning and talk all this stuff, you know, and I don't know how they get any sleep. Because you'll sit there and watch like CNN and all that. They'll sit there and argue the signpost all day long. And it's funny. Like, you know, they blow a gasket over something they can't control. That's not, you know, it's the minority of these people that gets out there, and they've come up with in the last several hundred years this thing where we have to suffer every 4 years or so. We have to worry about something like that. And like I said, it's just like, it doesn't matter. I mean, hell if anybody wanted to run for president, I mean, they do go by some of the rules. I mean, they make sure you're 35 and above, and they make sure that you're somewhat educated. They ain't gonna just put just anybody in there. But, you know, my problem with Donald Trump is, you know, he had no political experience at all. You know, not in nothing. I mean, he just come out of nowhere and just decided, hey, I'll just throw my hat in here. You know, he's needing something to blow his money on. Now, obviously, he, you know, and, you know, because he didn't have anything better to do. I guess his TV shows wasn't doing as hot or whatever. So he needed some way to get his attention. He's what you'd call an attention whore. Another one of those kind of people that they can't help it. They're sick. They got a problem. You know, if I was his age, I'm a little over half his age younger, but thereabouts. And there's no way I'd be out there sticking my head out there saying the things he said about people and things that he said about. Now, yeah, I say things if you make me mad, or like I said, on purpose, you get me rounded up. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go out there. I'm not gonna go out there and represent America the way he did and tear us all down. You know, make things even worse. He tears up the one thing Barack Obama had put in place that I know of that would have saved a lot of stuff from going on right now, so to speak. This bill that was supposed to be, that I heard about, was supposed to be the bill that they had all this stuff that they had put in place. So if we had another virus, such as the one we're currently in, and probably will be in for probably the rest of our lives, because of a large part of what Donald Trump went in there and did and tore up a lot of the stuff that was good that the former president had put in place, such as that. I don't know of any other things off the top of my head right now. But, Obamacare, if anybody out there has done that and enrolled in that, I don't know how they feel about that. But, I mean, just naming off a couple things. But, all this Trump idiot's done is the same 4 or 5 things that every freaking president's done. Either raised your taxes, might have give you, well, one thing he did do, and this was not the intent, but he give us money. Oh yay. I guess y'all, yeah, you go ahead. When this virus first came out, that's the worst thing they did, was giving these people money and checks to people, because as people go out there and blow it. A lot of people, or some people like me or my wife would use it for things we needed, but that's the risk a government takes, but there's a lot of things, like I said, that I have views on, my wife has views on, that would be nice if we could say, hey, man, it'd be nice if they didn't agree with all of them. It'd be nice if we could find a way to compromise. Just like our music taste. So we like a lot of the old stuff, just like the movies. I like the stuff from the 80s and 90s and maybe early 2000s. But, I haven't really watched any TV that much. I usually get out here on YouTube and upload my list or do something like that, But no, I don't mean to get so long and winded on a lot of things, but like me and my wife have said, we'd like to see somebody that, had a lot of our stuff in common, and maybe just like, could reasonably sit down and have a decent conversation with them. And if they had friends or they had people that they wanted you to meet, that they actually did do it and they did text you or call you, or made some kind of effort to talk. I'm gonna turn on my heater. Hang on. Yeah, we've got some on in the house, but this one, sometimes it just depends. It's got its own mood. It cuts off after about a half hour sometimes, or sometimes it might stay on all day. I think that plug's got a short in it. But anyway, no, there's so many things. Like I said, people have ingrained in them, from someone, and they look at us, since we don't drink, we don't smoke, or if we don't work, and try to look down on us. It's not because we don't want to do. a job, like I said earlier. But the other stuff, I definitely don't want to do. I don't want somebody coming up in here and acting all surprised that we don't do that. I mean, it's our choice. I'm not knocking the ones that want to live that way. If you want to get drunk, taken advantage of, possibly hurt, that's your choice. If you want to go out there and somebody do something to you while you're like that, all passed out, can't do anything, there's all kinds of stuff that happens out in this world, but nobody gets to hear of it because people like CNN and all these other news networks don't put nothing out there. They usually take some kind of a school shooting. If there's a school shooting, that last time when they had one of them on there, this poor kid is trying to get this, for example, trying to get gun laws and things, and then they have to go and get the NRA involved and all that stupid shit. And they're like, well, if you don't have guns, you can't do this and you can't do that. Guns are stupid. I mean, they're just fucking stupid. It's the stupidest thing. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I feel it. And all this throw it away. I ain't giving them a dime. If she wants to, she can give them a dime. I'm not. Oh. I'm not stepping back in there. But anyway, yeah, they just, but like I said, a lot of people just take everything that remember my wife stand for, and they think we're, that we're, everybody has an opinion. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense to beat other people up over, when we had this person up here, I would have never guessed that somebody could be so hard to get along with and backwards as much as this one person was. And I have never in all my life encountered somebody so bad that I couldn't talk to them. But like I said, I didn't generally talk to a lot of people. So I generally don't, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh yeah, I've been around the world. I've seen a million people. No, I'm just nowhere near it. Unless there's a doctor or my wife texts or calls me, or my ride with Cethra. Like tomorrow, like she said, we're going to get out and go shopping. And, you're going to eat your nicey? Okay. There you go. But, yeah, it's sad, though, to see what today's become due to all the other things, technology that's brought out. A lot of the things are not necessary. Me and my wife are not into all that. But like I said, Fair can take a look at this video or any of the other videos. But like I said, you may share some of the same views. And like I said, if my advice would be if some people could learn to. Now, there's some things that I just have zero tolerance for, as you already know. And no, I will not compromise on some things. But the things that are obviously the top 2 or 3 things that will make any person judge you, which everybody tries to say, oh, they don't judge. Well, yeah, you do. Everybody judges on the basis of everything. whether it's a material thing, whether it's something on the outside or of a person or whatever. If we didn't, everybody'd be up your butt, and you couldn't do anything about it. You know, what was that? Cover it right here. But everybody would be up your butt if you didn't.
You see what's wrong? It left panels ago. And what's the result? Oh, no, it didn't.
Come on, honey. But come on, sweetie.
Sarah, what's him for you? His song. You just woke him up. Probably just resting. He thought he had surgery. He was asleep. Wait, what's the story? He was not feel good.
But no, we, like I say, we've just somehow gotten out here in this little bubble. We're afraid to speak our mind, or a lot of you people afraid that you're going to upset somebody or lose family or lose touch with people. Sometimes that's what you need. I found that out myself. It's what I needed. I needed a break from all the control stuff that was happening. Basically telling me I couldn't do this, but if I bent over backwards, a lot of times to do things for other people, and I'm going to say and name all of them, but it's just, there have been times where, let it melt, baby. It's going to take a little while. It's in the freezer.
No.
Oh, I heard. Want something cold, huh?
I want the icy.
Oh, I see. But yeah, I mean, it's just however people want to take things. I mean, this whole world ain't going to ever get straightened out at like I said, I know, but if I reach a couple people out here, it'd be that, if a few people come out, subscribe to our channel, and or see some things, they might like, or they might have somebody might, what is it? Somebody might have a suggestion, or something that they might want to suggest, or something along those lines. I don't know, but like I say, it's just like I said, I was trying to get all the hot topics out that I could think of that might make somebody, it might make somebody think different. But yeah, and one thing, I don't put up with, I have zero tolerance when it comes to the following things, especially drugs, zero tolerance. Now, if I had to say anything negative about anything regarding, the other two things, which is smoking and drinking alcohol, like I said earlier, if it was something where you could go outside, for example, or in the bathroom and smoke a cigarette, and it wasn't going to take you 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, but what? Oh, I know it. Yeah, it's too cold. But no, we've gotten to that point where these other two things are more acceptance of the crowd, and it might be in y'all's eyes that might be all right to do, but you just shorten your life. You don't have much to, you know, you're just, you're feeding money to these people that make all these products out here. You're just feeding them more ammunition to keep doing what they're doing. And the only thing that these stores or anything else gets out of it is, and I mean, the only thing they've done to try to correct any kind of thing, if there's any the smallest of the little hope, they've come out since about almost 20 years ago or thereabouts. They started trying to put these don't drink and drive commercials on, or they've tried this no smoking thing and show somebody that supposedly looks like they're about like an alien, about dead, like a fish flopping in the water. And I just don't care. It would either make me not want to do it just because I do. I already know it's not something I do, but my thing is, it would make somebody want to do it more if they were already doing it. They're not going to get scared by that. 9 times out of 10, people laugh at commercials like that. I mean, it's a waste of the government's money, and it's a cause that's not worthy of. And you're saying, well, you're going back over, well, if it helps 2 or 3 people. Well, yeah, but those 2 or 3 people can't fight the majority of the rest of the world off and get them to quit. If it were up to me, I'd take this shit cold turkey off the shelves, and I'd take everything about it out. I'd like to see somebody starve without a cigarette, somebody starve without a beer to drink. I'd get a kick out of it. And there ain't a whole lot you can do about the drug things, because you can take household chemicals and make, stuff like that. So you can't just directly get all the drugs off the streets, even though I like to see that. But, it's, like I say, that's why me and my wife mainly have a hard time, trying to fit in with people. And I mean, like I said, it's just, she's gotten rides or gotten these little deals where somebody, like last night, or I guess it was, saying something and out of nowhere, just not expecting it. Don't know what they were up to. And don't have a clue, but I have somewhat of a clue, but the clue that I've always first come to, because it's always something. I told my wife, it's always something that you don't want. It's always a deal where you're going to have this or that. It's going to have to be a restriction or something or whatever. And I just, I'd much rather have something where it wasn't like that, where Federer could have something that he did enjoy, and me and my wife could have for the rest of their life, not just a piece here and a little bit there and a little thing in here. I just much rather not have any of that. I've experienced it with school and places I've worked at. That never works for me. My wife, I guess, at one time believed in, like I did, if you were just basing it on your school days, that was probably the best, time to have, people around you that you didn't really see or get to meet. You know what I mean? So, but now it's like everything else is just took over. It's like, all the other stuff, so I'm just trying to kind of be that one person, if somebody out here did come out here and say, man, maybe I should, because my point is, if you want to worry about all the stuff on the news all the time, like I said, it's a different story if it's something like 9/11 or something of that nature. It was affecting the whole world. Well, that's different. But there's just a lot of that stuff that happens every day. Somebody gets shot, somebody robs a bank, or somebody just whatever it is, that's out there all over TV. And I get so sick of it. I get so tired of it. It just blows my mind. I'd rather hear about the good things and some of the good things, that maybe you don't get to hear enough of, I mean, you could mix one or two little things in there like that, but it's like every story, it's like there's no positive stuff out there that they can't find it in their heart to. I don't know how much they pay these people on the news, but I know it must be quite a lot, or they wouldn't be there. Because that I would hate to think that they don't pay good, and I still had to come in there and argue with some fucking idiot on the TV, whether it be one of them CNN boneheads and a lot of times what starts an argument is they get like 3 or 4 of them all at one time, trying to get everybody's opinion on there. And then they wonder why they have elevated high blood pressure, and they wonder why they have these problems that's going to hit them sooner or later. Well, it's because they get on there and they do that kind of thing. And then they blow a gasket at somebody for nothing because they don't agree with something. And like I said, if it's something I can compromise on, or somebody wanted our offer, some lady out there wanted our offer, as long as you can 50-50 something or see something in it that, hey, I can compromise with this here, even though, it's not, because like I said, everybody does that. I mean, you have to. But, I would hope that there's a lot of other people out there that can. Oh, my goodness.
That's sad.
Dang,
Trying to get out of the driveway.
what the fuck did they do? They get down there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Must have got down there too far. But, so hopefully this, video will give some insight. Hopefully, it might, influence some people. It might do some good. But, did you want to put anything else on? Okay, she's done. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We'll go back, probably watch it, listen to it or something. But anyway, we'll talk to you later.